Good morning, YouTube, and today we're going to talk about some of the biggest must-have items in Dungeons & Dragons Online. Some of these items are very important, and some of these are, well, niche items, depending on your class and playstyle. But nonetheless, all these items are very useful in almost every scenario. Coming in first, we've got Hood of Unrest and Reveler's Regalia. These come from the same location, which is the Halloween event Maybar, so they get the same exact ranking. These are very useful, despite the hood having a very long cooldown. It helps in situations that are dire or extreme, like excessive amount of mobs on you, or having a boss on you, where you don't want to take damage, or even getting a few Doom Reapers, for example. The Reveler's Regalia is also very useful. The only problem is it's locked to clothing, so if you aren't a caster that's wearing clothing, it takes a while to swap, so it's not so high on the list, but because you get it from the same place Hood is, it's on the same ranking, which is unfortunate because swapping off items from going from clothing to light is just a nightmare. But 25% spell critical damage is very useful, especially for your healers. So if you do have a monk on your team, ask them very, very nicely to get the Reveler's Regalia if they have it, and you got yourself some extra spell critical damage. And of course, our honorable mention goes to Cormor's Belt. For those that don't know, this belt has a chance to cast Otto's Irresistible Dance. You are able to target your teammates with this belt, and it is very funny to dance your party members, especially if they aren't immune. Or using the next item, which is Spell Absorption. Spell Absorption or just Jeweled Cloak. Any form of Spell Absorption is useful in almost every scenario. You can't go wrong, and you could even get up to almost 100 charges through a select number of items. Pale Lavender is very good at low levels in certain quests. You'll know when you need it or want it, but otherwise it is semi-niche in other places because it uses charges faster than other items because it runs off spell levels and not the amount of charges. With spell absorption right above it, we've got the Harper Pin. More specifically, the Greater Harper Pin. This has helped me get out of a lot of sticky situations and is very easy to acquire, especially since not everyone succeeds their saves, especially at cap. It is the best way to get out of a sticky situation. The reason this item is so high on the list is that all you need to do is, I believe, 250 Harper favor, and that is very easy to acquire because I really love doing the Harper quests. But speaking of sticky situations, if you end up dying, then our next item comes in clutch, which is the Cursed Blade of Jack Gibbers. This item isn't so easy to acquire due to its low drop rate, but can save your quest or raid by getting you to a shrine. If you throw up an LFM, especially on Shadow Deal, you get a lot of people willing to help. Some of them need it for themselves too, but you will almost always get a hand, especially if you ask for help. And after you die again after using the Cursed Blade of Jack Gibbers, this X item comes in clutch. You'll have 2 death penalties, but the best way to remove them is either shrining or using the reflection of the crownblade. Yes, that is right. This item removes death penalties and can heal you to full. It is one hell of an item to acquire, but best believe I've got one for every one of my characters. Unyielding Sovereignty is so good, especially when you've got a lot of death penalties and you've used the most recent shrine already. I cannot express how useful this item is. Not everybody is going to have access to it, or not everybody is going to immediately go for it. You do need the Sigil of the Crownblade, or 1,250 raid runes of threats, and you need to acquire the blade through either Zolkir's Plan, it is a rare item, or you can use the Fragmented Treasure of Mithranor you get from Sterling's Remnant Rush. And of course, with those death penalties, you do lose spell points, so the best way to acquire those spell points back is spell point recovery items, such as Rings of Spell Storing. The epic and the legendary versions are pretty good, or the Mysterious Wobble. There's more items than just those two, but those are always good to have. Not every character is going to use them because maybe you play a barbarian, but if you have a paladin and run out of spell points to cast, this is a great example. Of course, you'd want this on your spellcasters, but I'm just giving an example, With that in mind, to avoid instant death, you'll want to pick up Death Ward. Death Block does the same thing, but Death Ward helps protect against negative damage. While it's not 100% anymore, it is 50%, and it will also help protect against negative levels. This is always good to have through items such as the Skullduggery Cap or the Rose Quartz Sigil, or just as spells if you're a Divine that can carry it. If you play a damage-based characters or don't have any Dragon Wars near you, then Good Hope is always a want, especially while leveling. It's 2 damage. Last but not least, technically, while this isn't a specific item, You can find this on various items. One of the big things you'll want to pick up is Fortification. Not everyone can fit Bracers of the Battle Rager into their gear set, but having access to Fortification is very useful, especially in Myth-Draenor or Lamortia, to prevent being critically hit. It's not going to stop some of the champions that bypass Fortification, but you will be able to survive most attacks. Of course, play how you want. If you like to play on the edge, then play on the edge and don't bother with Fortification. But my recommendation is to make sure you slot Fortification. I ran into that issue too many times where I forgot to slot Fortification or I swapped it off, and it's better to play with Fortification than without it. So that's been 10 items every character should have in DDO. Any items that you'd replace on this list? Any items that you would change the priority of? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Thank you for all the support recently. I've gained almost 50 subscribers in the span of a month. It's insane, and I owe you guys a lot. See you guys in the next video. See ya. Peace.